Alright, morning guys. Just about to check the waves. I think it's going to be small, but I can, through the trees, might be able to surf. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's big enough, but there might be some sets. It's always going to be a bit of a questionable morning on the chart today. How's this little thing? I reckon, wow, I reckon I can slip under that thing. Oh, this next thing. Look at this thing. Left nugget. Oh. Yeah, interesting. Pleasantly surprised. It's definitely not pumping, but there's nobody around, so I may as well get out there. Oh, look down there. So yeah, it's been flat, but there's been a little bump in swell today, so surprisingly, there are some little waves. Oh my gosh, skipper. Oh my god, wow, look at that thing. Oh my god, I need to actually get out there. Holy shit, it's actually good. That's the longest one I've had, I think. Alright, can be content now. So fun. That one hurt. That thing really hurt. Fin chopped to the ribs. Oh man, smashed my balls as well on the board. Oh man, that's so gnarly. Alright, so just got in from another really fun beachy session. Got one long one where I was like kind of pumping inside the barrel, which is something I've not done very often, so that felt really good. And then I had a really gnarly wipeout where it's basically a bit late and I went like too low to the bottom of the wave, and that basically caused the lip to hit me in the head. And then I got sucked up and over onto my fins, and I was like, oh no, this could be really bad. And then I like bounced off my board, bounced off the sand, got rolled a bit, and then came up and I was like, on the beach. So yeah, that wasn't that fun. Within the space of 1 minute, I caught like the best wave I've had this whole trip, then had like one of the worst wipeouts I've had the whole trip. It was like heaven and hell within the space of 60 seconds. So I figured I'd share with you some of the things that I've learned in the last 6 weeks of barrel riding, or trying to barrel ride. The first one is just about commitment, which is something that I've always struggled with, both in and out of the water, come to think of it. But especially when the surf's bigger and heavier, it's probably the most, oh, sorry, look at this thing. Oh, drainer spit. But yeah, it's probably the most important thing. So in hollow beach breaks or just in hollow waves in general, super important to have that sense of commitment where you see like a big wedge coming towards you and have the confidence and like guts to actually go and commit to it, because as soon as you hesitate, that's when you get caught up in the lip and when everything goes to shit. And that leads me on to my next point, is that in hollow beach breaks it's really easy to outrun it. So what I mean by that is when you've got a TP peak that's coming up like this, you traditionally, you know, you take off on the shoulder of like either the left or right depending on which way you're going, and then like surf along it. But in these waves you almost have to be, if you want to go right, you almost have to be on the left and then take off but just go right, which is a pretty tricky thing to do. And like on my first few days out here, there was a few waves that were like really good ones, but I was like too far on the shoulder thinking I like got a good one, and then I like watched the GoPro clip back and like not even in the barrel, which is like really easy to do. So I definitely had my fair share of them. And as well, even though it's like counterintuitive to go deeper, it's actually a lot safer, because if you take off right on the apex of the peak, you're just gonna eat shit, you know. As you can see in this example here, you know, I had a really bad wipeout on this one, and you know, granted it was a bit of a bigger day, so I was a bit nervous going, but if you look, like if I took off like where the left is, basically I could have easily like knifed down that and come under the section that I'm jumping off. And yeah, I got so rolled on that thing, and really like kind of hurt my ribs. It knocked the wind out of me. The next one was like even bigger and like sandier and foamier. That one landed on my head. I was like bouncing off the sand and like scratching to come up. I was like almost on the verge of panic there. So yeah, avoid the apex for sure. And then the other technique is about knifing it, which is something that I've kind of got to grips with a little bit today. I felt like I really made progress. I mean, on the front side and back side are different skills. I mean, don't even get me started going left, because that's something I really need to work on. I'm not very good at the whole pig dog thing. But yeah, going right, I found it's really helpful to like, once you've committed and picked the right wave, is to like turn your shoulders sort of into the face of the wave, so it makes your board like knife into it, rather than taking off straight and then trying to turn. Because in these like really intense hollow waves, you don't really have time to do that. Never really want to be airdropping, like you want to be like slicing under the lip, which is really hard to do, but I managed to do it on a couple then. So you want to keep that rail like engaged and then glide through the barrel. Another one as well that I really sort of what I made progress on today was like pumping inside the barrel, which obviously for that you need long like drawn out tubes, which we don't always have access to. And even here, to be honest, in Panama, like that's not really a thing. It's more of like A-frame like TPs that are really intense but really short. But in more drawn out waves where you've got to like pump and adjust in the barrel, that's like a totally different skill as well. But I had a couple today where I was a bit deeper and I actually had the time and presence of mind to do these little micro pumps in the barrel, and it felt so cool to be like actually driving inside the tubes. It's something I've like seldom done, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you found a few of these little takeaways really helpful and insightful. I'm going to be breaking down a bit more of this place in future videos, so stay tuned for that. Season's drawing to a close here, so heading to Costa Rica in a couple of days, so I can't wait to show you some content from there. But today I've got to get a move on because I'm heading to another island, Bastimentos Island, to go and check that out for a couple of days before I leave. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you over on Bastimentos.